And good morning. Somehow or another, we've reached Wednesday, the 17th of July, 2024. This year is on the move as we make our halfway point now through this year. Right now, 76, and don't worry, you'll be hot. 96 is expected. Heat index of about 106 to 107, depending upon where your feet are standing in the U.S. of A. today. We do have a 60% chance of rain locally, so we probably will get a shower or two. Had some strong rain and wind move through Newton County yesterday afternoon. We had a lot of downed trees here and there that snapped and popped. Knocked out a little power for a little while. All that got cleared up. But it was a big rain shower. If you live in Newton County, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. We had some in eastern Lauderdale, but not quite as strong as what they had in Newton. No warnings were issued, but it was still pretty ferocious there. As we said, a big show coming up today. Miss Mississippi Volunteer, Miss Laurel, is coming in this morning at 7. We look forward to hearing what she's doing. Odie is in the house. And guess what I didn't do, Odie? We got to readjust the sermon here in just a moment. I apologize about that. I got caught up in something else earlier. Didn't change that out. We'll fix that on the fly, though, here in just a moment there. We're going to go over everything that's happening in the nation. What's the big headlines of this morning? We'll go over those next and get your day started, followed by your forecast. All that and so much more on the way here at the Scotty Ray Report.
Have you ever had to wait for something for a very long time?
Friends. We all have them. We all need them. We can't imagine our lives without them. But if we're wise, we choose our friends carefully. And today's word of wisdom demonstrates why. Proverbs 13:20 says, "Whoever walks with the wise becomes wise, but the companion of fools will suffer harm." That means that you become who your friends are. They have a great influence over you, greater than you probably ever realize. You see, if you hang out with wise people, you yourself will become wise. But if you hang out with foolish people, well, you're going to be foolish as well and will suffer great harm. One counselor wrote that we become the average of the 5 people we most hang out with. So who are your 5 people? Do you like the influence they have on you? Is God pleased with who they're shaping you to be? Another person remarked, if you hang out with 9 losers, you'll be the 10th. Beloved, just as the Bible says, bad company corrupts good morals. Now you might think, look, I know they're not the best guys or girls to hang out with, but I plan to pull them up to something better. And look, you just might do that. But always remember, it's easier to pull somebody down than to pull somebody up. So the odds are against your good intentions. And before you know it, you'll likely be down there with them in the pit. So choose your friends carefully, because what your friends are, you will become. Change begins in you.
The Change Begins in You is brought to you in part by Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville, Patrick Allen Companies, Mitchell Tire and Wrecker in Collinsville, and Mowdy Cabinetry. Hope you enjoyed that. Always good to get a good meaning to start the day out. Well, guess what's moved to the top of the best-selling Amazon list of books? You guessed it, the new possible vice president, J.D. Vance. His book has reached the top of the Amazon bestsellers. They're selling a total of 1.6 million copies by last night. Hillbilly Elegy, I believe is how it said. Did I pronounce that last word right?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm close. 1.6 million is climbing in sales as people learn of the poverty this young man went through of growing up and what he has become. Hadn't read it yet, but also Ron Howard produced the movie about all of that.
I didn't know that.
So I guess I need to watch that and learn a little bit more about this guy. Well, let's see what else we've got going on. Change is coming. I remember taking this in high school. Did you? The ACT exam? They're making a few changes, and they will make science be an option now. What all that really means is you can still take it, but you would have a separate score for science separately than the ACT itself. I'm not sure if not as many people use the science portion while they've done this, but it is a change of that. All going online as well. It won't be the pencils like you used to do. The ACT exam. Oh, I remember well. I took it once. I don't want to ever have to do that again. Seems like I strained my brain there in the 11th grade for that. Have y'all heard this of what happened? This was in Thailand. 6 people, drank cyanide. Some of these were American citizens that drank the water. We're not sure who or what caused it. They've got pictures of the meal that they were getting ready to eat. That's a big deal. More to that story than we know at this point. It's going on now, the Amazon Prime Day. I think it lasts 2 days, today being the last day. Yep. And it's free shipping. Is that what it is? And better prices, that kind of thing?
Better pricing.
Better pricing.
Free shipping if you're part of Amazon.
Oh, yeah. If you are a member, you get that free shipping there. But it's supposed to be the good pricing there. Amazon Prime Day. Did anybody happen to see her last night? Boy, she sure is Sarah Huckabee. She's trimmed down and really looking good. She's a nice-looking girl. She's been working out or something. That. Also, I don't know if you saw this. I've been trying to get Odie to wear it on the show as a tribute to Donald Trump, the patch on the ear. A lot of people at the RNC, the Republican National Convention, wearing the little patch on the ear of white stuff to, well, sympathize with him, to honor him for being hit. Odie still hadn't got his. We're trying to get some toilet paper to get taped on his ear. We're working on it real hard. Gold is up. Anybody got that? $2,460 an ounce is what gold is going for this morning. It's up and down, but boy, that's pricey. That's good for the economy, I would think. There's always been some saying about if gold is up, something to do with the stock market. I don't remember how that went. There's a group, I don't know that they'll get away with this. They're trying to delay the Democrat Biden nomination a few weeks. I don't know if that will happen. I think for the most part, everything that I've read and seen is most are giving up that fight to replace Biden. It is what it is, and they see that now and are going more low-key. Still a few out there holding out, trying to make some noise, but it looks like it'll back off on that. At least 8 tornadoes touched down yesterday across the Midwest, even one near Chicago. Oh, boy. Other things that are happening here. They don't know more about this, and I've seen bits and pieces, and I need to study it more, but they have also found a remote detonator next to this guy's cell phone. If you remember, they did find some explosive things back at his house also. A detonator. They don't know what it went to. Sounds suspicious. There's more to the story, it sounds like. Bill O'Reilly climbed back out of the closet, was in an interview this week. You don't hear much out of Bill O'Reilly. Of course, if you remember, Bill got fired, started his own platform, and he appeared on Jon Stewart last night as a guest, claiming that the only reason that it hadn't been a landslide or will be a landslide is the January 6th conspiracy theories of what went on with that. He says it's a big plague on Donald Trump. Is that true or not? I'm not sure. Y'all cast votes. I don't know, but Bill O'Reilly. Just don't hear much out of him anymore. He doesn't have the stroke. I'll tell you who's got the stroke. If you looked at the Republican convention, who was sitting next to Trump? There he sat.
Who was it, Carson?
Yeah. With the bow tie. What's his first name? Carson. You know, they had the show. He's also on Twitter now. Yeah. I'm blank. Tucker Carson. Tucker. He's sitting in the booth with the family. I thought, wow, that's pretty strong. We'll see what becomes of that. There's a lot that went on at the convention this week. Are you aware that they shot and killed someone else outside that had a I guess you could say some form of a gun? They took him out. Man alive. They have stopped a plot. Some bad people were going to go to these plots of just meanness is what it is. It was a plot by what they call a neo-Nazi cult. They were planning on dressing as Santa Claus and going to Times Square and handing out candy to kids that was laced with poisoning. Who thinks of this? Who is that cruel? Who is that mean?
Satan.
Yeah, Odie got it. It is Satan. He is behind all that is that way. But my heavens, they should not walk free. They should not be among us much longer, plotting things of this nature. If they'll do that, there's lots more that group is capable of doing. On the way, we've got that forecast. That's a quick look at headlines that are shaping America and the world today. Have mercy, have mercy. We'll be right back with this and so much more as we begin your Wednesday.
As the days get hotter, Sanders Gas reminds you to get your air conditioner tuned up. Sanders Gas can repair or replace your whole unit, whichever you need. Talk to Sanders about a tankless water heater now and never run out of hot water. Find out how easy and affordable it is to cook on gas stoves. And those backyard barbecues are coming. Don't run out of gas. Get yours refilled today. Sanders Gas, since 1946, 611 26th Avenue South, 601-693-4054.
The Preserve at Meridian is the premier senior living community in the Meridian area, offering independent living cottages, assisted living, and maintain their independence and pursue an engaging lifestyle with a robust activities calendar, personalized care programs, wellness activities, restaurant-style dining, and much more. Call or visit us online today at preserveatmeridian.com to schedule your personal tour.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
And welcome back as we get your forecast going. Teresa telling us she remembers when gold was $35 an ounce. It's gone up a little bit there, Teresa. As we go to that forecast now, we go back to look at our record highs, record lows. Back in 2,106 was that temperature. 67, we held at 58. And here's what we've got today. 96 is what we're looking for as we go all the way up toward Columbus. Should be the same. Those rain chances at 60% chance today. A high of 96 again with a heat index at least 106 on this eastern side of the state. We'll look at this heat advisory in effect today as well. As we go to Bamaland, we'll see 93 in Demopolis, 95 Tuscaloosa, a little bit cooler there at Birmingham at 93. Selma comes in at 94 this morning. Now, here's that heat index as we talked about. It's elevated. 110, it could be. This is a level 2. Upper 90s, 110 on this. Again, the timeline that falls is 10 a.m. today until 8 p.m. Avoid being in this heat if you can. It's just not worth it. Work early or work late. We say it many, many, many times, but it's just not worth having a heat stroke over this. It can happen before you know it. You get dehydrated. Next thing you know, you fell out. Be careful. As we see this, we will see some 80, but don't pay much attention to this because it's still hot. As we pull up this forecast to see what we've got for the next 7 days. Here we are, 96 today with that 60% chance of rain, 72 for the low tonight. As we move into tomorrow, a tad cooler at 93, and this is where that little blue dot showed up. Friday will end the week with 86 for the high with an 80% chance of rain. It'll be somewhat cooler on Friday as we bring this in. By Saturday, we still got rain, 89 with a 80% chance of showers there. By Sunday, we still got that 80%. Look at this. It's just going to rain. 80 on Sunday, still an 80% chance on Monday, and then 70% chance come Tuesday. What does this tell us? It means we need tires, and we also need to make sure you've got windshield wipers that work. I bought some. I got to put them on. And if you can't do it yourself, there's always a mechanic that will help you out there. Pull in. They'll take care of you. Mitchell Tire do that. Plop in there. Collinsville area. They'll put some windshield wipers on for you. What's going on with the temperatures for the next week after that as we pull this up through the 31st? We see 85, 85, and some, well, all below 90s there for about a week. And then we'll get back to about 90 on the 28th as we get ready to roll into August. We'll be back into the lower 90s. Rain chances every day, as we brought up. That happens every single year during the course of the Neshoba County Fair. It's just going to happen. Can't change each day. It's hot, and then it rains. Let's go to our fishing forecast as we see today. 9:30 is the best time today. 9:30 to 11:30. That's in the heat of the day if you can handle that. By tonight, another chance after 10 p.m. if you fish in the dark. Minor times this afternoon around 6 till 8. And again, that's still being in that hot time. I'm not sure I'd even try it. Fish early. West wind's going to be around 5 miles an hour today is what we've got forecasted. Now, what's happening with the tropics? Absolutely nothing as we look at this. All clear this morning from the National Hurricane Center. Nothing's going to be happening for the next 7 days, and we can't beat that, can we? That stuff is scary. So far, we've had a good year here on the eastern side coming out of that. Let's look at radar of what's going on here. As we mentioned, 80% chance of rain today. Hot Springs, Arkansas has got rain this morning. Conway, Arkansas, Fayetteville, Jonesboro getting it. You can get into the Illinois side here. Joplin, Springfield, getting a lot of rain. Out to our east, Gadsden, Alabama, up toward Chattanooga, those areas have fog and rain into northern, northwestern Georgia as we see that. Now, as you'll look here, we've got this heat advisory through 8 p.m. All of this area here, orange area, however you want to call that color, is heat advisories for today. It's going to be a lot of it as we follow these storms as they move in later. I want you to be careful. And again, once rain starts, drive careful. As you'll see, that's making its way towards us slowly, but getting here. So we'll be on top of the weather for you. Should it ever turn bad, we'll go live to make sure that you know where it is in relation to where you live. What's all important there. Sandy, how are you doing in Marion, Mississippi? Arnold is up. I see Miss Barbara, Miss Beth, Guy is up as well. Dorothy Ford, Tammy, many of you. And Miss LaWanda's with us today. Join us beginning at 7. We're about 6 minutes away from coming back live as we begin this Wednesday, as we get this day underway just for you. All on the way here at the Scotty Ray Report. Join us, won't you? We'll tell you everything that's gone on locally on the way here at the Scotty Ray Report.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners.